Hi. Hi, Teresa. Thank you so much for being here this afternoon. Been running around. I always feel so foolish because I have all week to prepare for this. And it always comes down to the last minute running around with my proverbial head cut off like a chicken. And so I hope you're having or had a good week or looking forward to a new week. I'm trying to get my camera to do what I would like it to do, and hopefully it will focus. I have autofocus off, but that doesn't seem to it doesn't seem to abide by that. So hopefully a couple of more people will join us, and and I can do my little reading. I'm flying solo today, and it's all good. It's all good. Carol has started her adventure officially today. So she's on her journey and she'll be back as soon as she can be here. So Teresa, can you hear me, see me? Can you say yay or nay? Would you like to join me? I'll be more than happy to send you a link. Hello? Hi. This is rough. Well, I plan to try to finish my scavenger hunt today. Hi, Janet. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it so much. Would you be, I know it's last minute, but would you be interested in joining me just as someone here, or just be there in the chat? That would be awesome too. I will post. Okay. All righty. Thank you. I only posted on, I will post. Okay. Yeah, I only posted on the my Facebook Hangout page, and I didn't post anywhere else. So that's on me. That's my bad. Hi, Chris. Wonderful to see you. I'm so glad you're here. So, Janet, you're going to post out the link, or you going to join me, or I'm not sure. I'm confused now. You said okay. Okay to join me, or okay, you'll post out the link. I'm confused, and well, Chris, I hope you. Yes, I will post out the link. Okay, thank you. All right, sounds good. Sounds excellent. All right. Well, as some of you may know, I had celebrated a birthday yesterday, and went up to my friends up in Cape Canaveral, and they took me out to dinner, and we went to a lovely Indian restaurant, and I had lamb vindaloo, and the guy said to me, "This is hot, you know." And I said, "Oh, not a problem. I can handle hot." Well, wow, this was really hot. And I asked for, thank you, Chris. And I asked the waiter, lovely, lovely young man, I said, "Do you have any yogurt?" Because I know there's like a riata, there's like a little yogurt sauce that sometimes it's like yogurt and cucumber mixed together, and it kind of cools things down. And he just very knowingly smiled at me and brought out a little container of this yogurt cucumber mixture, which helped a little, not a whole lot. And so I have some very, very hot leftovers for dinner tonight. Hi, Barbara. Thank you for your card and tag. So appreciate that. That was wonderful of you to do that. So I enjoyed seeing that and getting that. And yeah, another year under my belt, so to speak. And time marches on. Whether you're ready for it or not, it keeps on going. But again, I had a lovely birthday. It was with friends up in Cape Canaveral, and I spent the night. And that's what we always do. That's kind of because we may have a drink or two. And it's not super, super far, but it's just far enough. It's about 35, 40 minutes from here. And that's traveling on 95, going about 80 miles an hour. So it's a little bit of a hike. And they live about a block from the ocean. And they're in Cape Canaveral, Port Canaveral, where all the cruise ships come in and out of. And when you're driving down the road to turn off into their community, the cruise ships, I mean, like yesterday, I looked straight ahead, and it looks like literally a gigantic moving apartment building. And what it was one of these giant cruise ships leaving port. And, some of these things are 12 stories, 10, 12 stories high. And it was really, funny to, if you looked, you thought it was maybe an apartment complex, but then you realized it was moving. Hi, Violet. So lovely to see you this afternoon. Thanks so much for joining us this afternoon. Haven't seen you in a while. It's always great to see you. So thanks for being here. Well, I'm going to go ahead and I'll do my little reading. And, sometimes I'm smart and I mark that I've read it. And other times I'm not smart and don't mark that I read it. I marked here that I read this one. So I'm going to read The Bad Samaritan. That's kind of like an oxymoron, isn't it? I'm going to be solo today. Carol has started her journey, and she's on the road for a while. No, you hadn't missed the reading. And so here we go. Again, this is All I Really Needed to Know I Learned in Kindergarten by Robert Fulghum. Are you interested in humility, avoidance, and escaping a dumb death? I can help. Every time I do the same dimwit thing again, I mutter, I'll never learn, as if acknowledging ignorance takes care of the problem. Yet sometimes I get it straight, learn something by heart so firmly, I'll take the knowledge with me to my grave, my most recent triumph. If you woke me up out of a sound sleep in the middle of the night and shouted, battery cables, I'd sit right up. I would sit up in bed and rap out my mantra, separate and off. Red is good red, red is bad red, black to good black, black to engine block, start good car, start bad car, wait and reverse. Carol, wow. Yes, I was talking about you. Welcome, my friend. Wow. Didn't expect this. Wow. You just unbelievable. Wow. I'm speechless. And I'm not normally speechless. So everyone say hi to Carol. And Janet's back. You're in the car with Wi-Fi. Oh, are you using? Okay, I'm glad you're in the car. That's good. That's good. Okay, so you're using data. Hi, Dixie Doodles. So lovely to see you. Okay, Carol's here. All right. So I'm still a little bit data. Well, okay. Well, thank you for using your data to say, hey, so good to hear from you. It's great. It's great. So he's waking up in the middle of the night when someone says battery cables. Be impressed. I've got this thing down, nailed, internalized. Never again will you find me standing by a dead battery scene, red-faced and ashamed of both my stupidity and what I'm about to go ahead and do anyhow. Well, I was hoping that Danny was driving. I'm glad to hear that. That's good. I read that one about the dead battery in here earlier. So the motivation, humiliation, again and again and again, humiliation. Frying an ignition system or two, getting zapped flat by jumping juice, being laughed at by my grandchildren when I tried to help a stranded motorist. Finally, when I didn't stop to help a lady holding a scrawled sign saying, "Dead battery, need help," and my wife gave me her "What's wrong with you" lecture enough, it was time to stop being the bad Samaritan. I consulted several experts, a clerk at an auto parts emporium, a woman at a battery store, a driver for a AAA rescue truck, my friend Fred at my local gas station, and a 17-year-old kid who builds hot rods. They all gave me the same instructions. So this is high-end information. Attend carefully. I will elaborate. First, always use battery cables. Speaker wire or metal clothes wire won't do. Second, make sure the two cars are close but not touching with power off. Third, attach red clamp to the good car battery on the side of the battery with the plus. Fourth, attach the red clamp to the plus sign of the bad battery. Fifth, attach black clamp to the negative side of the good battery. Sixth, attach the black clamp to engine block of the car with dead battery. Huh, why not do the minus side of the battery, bad battery, you ask? If there is a spark when attaching the last cable and the old battery is emitting fumes, you might cause an explosion and damage parts of you. Grounding the cable away from the battery avoids this possibility. When everything is connected, pray. Start the engine of the car with the good battery. Wait a little, then start the car with the dead battery. Wait a little again, and to give the dead battery some life. At this point, you may want to jump up and down, shout for joy, and thank Almighty God that it worked and nobody is dead or humiliated, most of all you. Then reverse the order in which you made the connections. Black block off, black minus off, red bad off, red good off. If this doesn't work, call your mom. She probably knows more about what to do next than your dad does. He'll give you a lot of voodoo moves that used to work on his old truck back when he was in high school, and she'll tell you to call AAA or a tow truck. Using modern memory techniques, I have reduced my mantra to the simpler information. Aretha Franklin, the American Red Cross, and death. I could reconstruct the battery procedure from these three concepts. Consider Aretha is the famous for a tune called RESPECT, and that's the required mental attitude for this job. Respect. Electricity is dangerous. The American Red Cross, of course, is the place to begin with the red cable at the positive plus sign, and death is what will happen if you don't remember to put the last black cable on the grounded place. With my luck, though, I'll still panic. I can see me now standing there in the rain on some dark and stormy night, trying to explain to some poor soul about how the battery cable deal depends on remembering Lena Horne, the Salvation Army, and severe illness. What? The bad Samaritan strikes again. I have to tell you, that was really, really hard to read. Try to say black block bad. It was difficult. Okay, this one I have to say I can't say, oh, that was a good one. So, and Carol is describing where she is. She's on the Trans-Canadian Highway. Down the highway. I'm going to check And so I won't read that one again. So thank you for hanging in there while I struggled through the black bad block. You like that one? Well, I have jumped cars before, but now I just call roadside, AAA or whatever you have. I have my roadside service through my car insurance. And if you haven't checked out your car, I'm a little rabbit trail here. If you haven't checked out your car insurance about adding roadside service to your policy, I strongly suggest you do, because it is incredibly cheap compared to joining AAA or any of the other roadside services. I added it to my auto insurance policy, and it costs me a whopping, I think, $8.50 a year to add that on to my policy. That's it. Less than $10 versus whatever the others charge. So if you don't have roadside attached to your auto in policy, I strongly recommend you check that out. I just had a dead battery, and they had to tow my car to the dealership, and they got it started and everything, and the towing fee was $154. And I contacted my insurance carrier, and all I had to do was fill out a form with the name of the tow service and his number or whatever, and that amount was electronically transferred into my checking account in less than 3 hours. It was amazing. Oh, good, you're back. Great. Welcome back. Okay, so my plan is to possibly, hopefully, complete the scavenger hunt for 2023. I'm very close. And so I don't know how many of you have been working on this. I got fairly close, and then I put it aside to do like the Beatles journal and some other stuff. And then I've gotten back to it very seriously for the last couple of days. It's pretty much all I've been doing. So I'm actually down to the ransom note, and I don't know whether, I'll get to that or not. But I have quite a bit done, and I'm going to continue to work and chat with you as I work on it. And I'll do a flip through of, what I've gotten done before I start. I don't know how many of you have done this in the past or doing it for the first time. Some come out better than others. Now, Carol completed hers probably the fastest of anybody in the history of the scavenger hunt. Carol, I think she had it done, I'm going to say 3 or 4 days after Janet posted the list. Janet usually reads the list on New Year's Eve, and I think, yeah, you've been done months. You've been done. It's unbelievable. And I will get it done by April 1st. Fortunately, I don't have to mail it to Janet. I just have to email her and say that I've completed it. Wow, you finished it on January 17th. You're another fast one. Wow. Holy mackerel. Well, that's good. And I am going to get it done. So I decided to use one of these half composition notebooks. And I started in the middle, and I had some ideas to why I was going to start in the middle, and then I was going to get rid of the pages I didn't use, and then I was going to reconstruct the book. But I don't think that is going to work, but that's beside the point. So Janet had several favorite school vintage children books. So I have quite a bit of Winnie the Pooh in here and Alice in Wonderland. So I started out with my own little drawing. I did a little drawing of Winnie and Piglet. And this is from Kathy Berg. And International, this is Charlie Chaplin and wrappers. And this is a postcard. And this was And Carol did a really good job. She got tons of them kind of all put together to see how many of the prompts you could get on like one page that kind of and still kind of made sense. Okay, all righty. Thanks for stopping in. I'm glad Danny's driving and you're on your way. Woohoo! It's such a relief. All right, bye, Carol. So this is a napkin. One of the prompts was an ink splat, and I have an ink splat sticker from Goulet pens, and one of the other prompts was a sticker. One of the prompts was monsters, so I drew some monsters, and another prompt was something about trains. So I have a picture of a girl in a train with a little bit of a diary thing that was part of the train picture. So that's several prompts. And then you had to have something that was given to you. And this was a map from Beth Schuler, and it's a map of where she lives in Florida, the New Smyrna Beach area. And I love these maps because they are just fun to look at. And this one in particular, because it tells you that this map is not intended for navigational purposes. You think? Oh, I'm glad you completed it too. And that's what Janet wants to hear. More than anything else, she wants to hear that it was fun. And it is fun. And one of the prompts was origami. So I did an origami shirt and a text page. This one also included sewing, and I don't know if you can see it, but I stitched the pocket on with my sewing machine. So there's the stitching, and you had to do flowers, I think. So I cut out flowers. Buttons, I made these buttons. And so this was several. I think this was 4 or 5 prompts all rolled into this. This was a swatch that I cut out. And then the other prompt was craft paper and envelope. And I happen to have an envelope made out of craft paper that was given to me by Kathy Berg. And then another prompt was stamps and feather. And so I literally turned this into a desk. And I drew a drop-down desk because I have a drop-down desk like this. And these are all stamps, book stamps. And then here's my feather. It's a quill. And on this book, I wrote U.S. history because that was my favorite subject. And I even wrote very, tiny print 7 years ago from the Gettysburg Address. So this was one of my favorite ones because, sometimes, oh, hi, I'm glad you're here listening and crafting. And in here, I have a whole bunch of other little things that are in here. There is what is this one? This is a note to self, and it's dear self. And this is a cluster, and one of the other prompts was a fiber. So I have a cluster fiber. And then here is you write about what you're grateful for. So I listed some of the things I'm grateful for, and I stuck them all in here. So that took care of several prompts, and then it all folds up like so. And then you had to do an upside down page and a headline. So this headline is from a bag of Kiana chips. No, Kiana. No, I can't pronounce it. What is that? I can't even say it. Chips. So I put it in upside down, and I threw in another Winnie the Pooh. Over here was foil and useless fact. And the Sequoia cactus can expand to hold up to 6 tons of water. 6 tons of water. Who knew? Enough water for it to drink for 2 years. So that's on the other side of this. And I think there's tip ins and tip outs. So quinoa, thank you, Tris. I just couldn't get it out. Quinoa, thank you so much. And then we had to put in some packaging. So I have my noodles and their coupons. And then we had to have a vintage picture. And we also needed a quote. And this vintage photo actually had a quote. from George Bernard Shaw, which is a happy family is but in earlier heaven. Isn't that encouraging? And then we had to do a collage and some snark. So this is my collage. And the snark is, if it doesn't make you feel fabulous, don't do it, don't buy it, don't keep it. It's kind of like with our stash, right? And then I had to, another one was outer space. And so this is my outer space. And I had to include another snark. And this is my, oh, this is, I'm sorry, this is the message from outer space. And the message is, who left the bag of idiots open? So that's my message from outer space. So I thought that was pretty funny. I have a set of like snarky stamps. And then this is just space, and then a label off a can, and you're supposed to do a mind map of a vegetable. I did the green bean, but not inspired here. I've got wax bean, lima bean, string bean, and pole bean. I just could not get that one together. And then this one, you're supposed to have a paper doll or men in thongs. And so I found this guy, and his leg was in, it was a print ad, and his leg was straight up in the air. And so I articulated him, meaning I cut his leg off and I put little thingies. And so now he fits on the page. And you also had to have music, and he's got a sheet music on the bed next to him. So that was several prompts all into one. Then junk mail. So this was just a bunch of junk mail. And then we had to create a business card, which I made this little business card. And we also had to do coffee. So I had the coffee pot. This is my emoji, and this is a little business card that I made up. So that just sticks in here. We had to do a white page, so I just glued down some white. We had to do packaging, Amazon packaging, and this is the wrapping, the packaging that the flowers that my son sent me came in. Amazing packaging that the flowers came in. White page. All right. And then we had to draw some of our art tools. So I did, and then we had to do texture, stencil. An ATC. This is an ATC with stencil and texture and least favorite color. This is my least favorite color. And then we had to do a place we'd like to, hi, Kathy, a place that we would like to visit. So this is a picture out of Travel Magazine. This is the Belmont Hotel on the Amalfi Coast that looks out on the Tyrrhenian Sea. And I wouldn't mind visiting that there. And then my favorite color, which is this kind of blue here that happens to be the color. So that was stuck that there. And then we were supposed to do a tribute to somebody. This is my dad. He has just graduated from Navy Aviator School and just received his wings. And this is a write-up of what he did during the Battle of Midway, where he received the Navy Cross. So I did the tribute to him. And then we had to do mushroom. And again, vintage childhood character from a book. So I've got the smoking hookah on the mushroom with Alice. And we also had to do animals. So I popped in the Cheshire cat. And then we had to do veggie stickers. And then JL pointed out that most of us have Chiquita stickers, and bananas aren't vegetables, but I use them anyway. And I drew a little tree and put my veggie stickers on the tree. And I found out, and maybe you folks all knew this, but I didn't know this. I have markers. They're Stabilo, I can't speak today, markers. And I just thought they were regular, just magic markers. But they're not. They're like the Stabilo pencil. They are water reactive. And I didn't know that. So I learned that just the other day. So that was a new thing for me to learn. Let's see, will that focus there? Not so much. But that's this. You add water and it reacts to the water. So then the next thing was we had to create a constellation. Was it constellation? Create a zodiac sign. So I decided my zodiac sign is the rabbit, and that's Latin for rabbit. And characteristic, kind, high energy, and shy. And then the dates for my zodiac is February 29th through March 25th. Do you have these pens? Did you know that? Do you know that they're water reactive? You probably already knew that. You draw it and add water to them, and you can move them around. I did not know that. So you probably knew that though, Barbara. That was new to me. It's just like when I found out that there's a metal strip in the Timmy ruler. I didn't know that either. I've had these probably since these were probably one of the first art supplies I ever bought, probably back 6 years ago, and never knew that they were water reactive. All right, folks. So that's where I'm at. So I'm, going to continue to work and try to read chat. And we had to. So why now I don't feel so bad. I didn't know that either. So we're supposed to use a coffee filter. And I'm going to turn this coffee filter into a pocket in which I'm going to put a tag in that Barbara Clark made for me. Not the one she sent me just now for my birthday, but another one that I've had for a while. So I'm just going to glue this together like this real quick. And make a pocket, because that's one of the prompts, is a coffee filter. All right. And then I'm going to put that on the book. On the book. And I don't like having this just plain white paper here. So I'm going to cover that with some just paper that I have lying around here. And I'll use some extreme glue. This stuff is like gold. JL, Janice, so kind. She bought some of the extreme and sent me a stick. And it's really hard to find. I mean, Elmer's has all sorts, but it's the extreme. How was Indian? Oh, well, super, super hot. And I like hot food. And the guy warned me. And it was a lot hotter than I expected. I had a lamb vindaloo. And with naan bread. I love naan. And so I have a lot of leftovers. And I have yogurt and cucumber, so I'll make a riata sauce, I think. That's the yogurt and cucumber. And I know, now you can't find it. I don't know. She found it on Amazon. She said she bought a whole bunch of them, and now they're not on Amazon anymore. And hopefully they'll appear when kids get ready to go back to school. But I don't know what the deal is. And it's one of the more expensive glue sticks. The other one was Amazon had their own basic Amazon glue stick, and it was white, not this purple shite. But anyway, and now they don't make they don't make the white anymore, and this is just okay. Yeah, you can find the extra strength. And that's okay, but you can't find the extreme. I don't know what's the deal. Well, the other thing we had to do, and again, some of these pages are more inspired than others, was steampunk and toilet paper. I don't know what the hell you do with I know what you do with toilet paper, but you wouldn't want to put that in your journal. So I took one piece of toilet paper. A couple of years ago, this would have been valuable. You wouldn't want to be using your toilet paper for a page in a scavenger hunt. But now it's available. So I stamped some steampunk stamps on a piece of toilet paper, and that's going to go in here also. And then I'll put the pocket here, and then I'll put the tag, and that'll be a whole bunch of prompts all rolled up together. Yeah, you can't. This stuff is like gold. And I don't know why they stopped making the white stuff. Some people said that the white Amazon white glue stick smelled. I don't recall mine ever having an odor. And I used to buy the big stick and the little stick, because sometimes the little stick is easier depending on what you're gluing. So now I bought like a box of 60 of this. So I have a lot of these. Hi, Sophia. Good to see you. Hope everything is going well. And oh man, this is a 2-ply tissue. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I didn't know that. Well, I'll be very, very gentle. I'm trying to finish up my scavenger hunt. So, I mean, be very careful. I didn't realize, I should have realized it was 2-ply. That's okay. We'll just stick this on here. A little tear. No one will know, right? We'll just press it down. Shh, don't tell anybody. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. I know that in Europe, a lot of people use a glue stick called, is it Prit? Sophia, is it Pritt? I see a lot of crafters from Europe using. Oh, you did. All right. BST. Okay. Which is different from BFD, but I won't tell you what BFD is. But anyway, that means you're now on the same. So you put your clocks ahead. Okay. And then that's when you put your clocks ahead, everyone loses, spring forward. That's how I always remember it. My students used to bitch and moan because they were so tired. They lost an hour's sleep, and they would use that for weeks and weeks as an excuse. I would just say, get over it. Go to bed an hour earlier. I was not very sympathetic. Oh, British summertime. Okay. In the good old summertime in the UK? In the good old summertime. All right, so there's my pocket made out of a coffee filter. And I have a prompt that calls for a tag. And this is a beautiful tag made by Barbara Clark. And I like it because it says touch and magic. And there's great texture back here. This was from Barbara from last year. And it's very lovely that she signs it and dates it. So it's 11/20/22. Awesome. See, this springing forward has been hard for me more than usual. I'm almost incapable of going to bed at it. Oh, okay. Yeah. So that's going to go here. All right. So I'm happy with that. That's a good. I'll keep that. That's a keeper. All right. Moving on, hanging in there. And now one of the prompts was to decorate a paper clip. And also I'm going to get another vintage children. This is a leftover piece from my Alice journal. And I turned it into a paper clip. But again, I don't like these plain pages. So I'm going to put this down. And let me use this. And this glue is, and it just, I mean, some people like the purple because you can see where you put down the glue, which in essence, that's really a good thing. But this glue doesn't stay purple very long. I mean, so it's already turning white. So I got a lot of it because I bought like a box of 60 of them. So I got lots of it. You see how it's already turning white? I mean, I think I know I shouldn't be bitching about that. It's pretty pathetic, and that's all I have. If that's my only concern about purple glue turning white too early. That's kind of lame, but I can. All right, so this is going to go here. Now, what's going to go here is my mandala that I drew, but I have to finish the mandala. So I think I'll come back to that if we have time. I've got all the pens laid out, and I just have a few more little things to put on the mandala. And mandalas are, oh, that focused up nicely. Wow, kind of. It's weird. It's focused on StreamYard. Oh, it's focused now. And I took Barb Owens' Mandela Madness course. And hi, Mary Lou. So great to see you. Thanks for stopping by. And it's really, it's very meditative. But it's nice because what you just make one design, and whatever you do, you just do it all around, and then you do something else and just do it all around. And I used a compass to get the basic circle, but that's going to go here. But I'm going to do a couple of other things, and before I come back and do and I'm going to stick this paper clip here with Alice, and then this will go here or there somewhere. There. Okay, so I'll glue that down when I finish it, and I'll come back and work on that. So I'm going to turn the page. Oops. Oh, that may be a problem. Oh, maybe I'll take this off. I know what I'm going to do. Oops, one of the prompts is a planner page. And so I just tore a page out of a planner that I'm not planning in. I'm not planning on using it. This is a pretty good planner, though, because it has prompts. It's Kathy Berg and Colleen were doing these. These are from last year. And so you have the planner on one page, and then on the other page you have prompts. So this is your planner, and then you can do the prompts on the other page and do collages. So it's and then you can buy the planner, but the woman also, you can just get the printout of the prompts, and you can make your own planner. Mary Lou is salmon and probably salad with it. Yum. How do you cook your salmon? Do you just bake it in the oven? Do you take the skin off it or bake it with the skin on? Inquiring minds want to know, meaning me. I love salmon. When we get sometimes I get takeout from the club where I live, and one of their best things is just their grilled salmon on a Caesar salad. That's a good one. Are you cooking? Or is your husband cooking? George Foreman grill. Yeah. I have a George Foreman grill too. I love it. I have an old one. I've one of the very first ones that he ever, and it does a great job. It does boneless chicken breast on the Foreman grill to die for. And it's like, I don't know, 45 seconds on each side, and it's done. Skin on will probably fry it. Need to try it the way you told me. Oh, yes, with my schmear. My famous schmear. My schmear is a tablespoon of mayonnaise, a tablespoon of Dijon mustard, and a tablespoon of Parmesan cheese. Schmear that on anything, and it's really a good schmear. I love that word, schmear. That's another great Yiddish word. Yiddish words are just so many of them are onomatopoeias. I love just saying onomatopoeia. It sounds like what it is, a nice schmear. You can smear it on the salmon and bake it, and then in the mayonnaise, and it gets all puffy, puffs up, and it's really good. And I don't know where I got that recipe from, but I've been using it for years, and it's easy to remember. You'll probably fry it. Okay. Well, I guess I'm going to have to cut just a tidge more off the bottom. I'll just might as well take all of that off. Well, that was a process, wasn't it? I'm sorry about that. All right. And I'll use the strong glue. Schmear, yes. And this is the, not glossy accents, the glitter glue that I didn't buy for years because I thought it had glitter in it. And it's really it's a very, very good glue, and it sticks right away. I just have trouble transferring it from the big bottle into this bottle, even though it comes with a funnel. It just makes a mess, and there's glue everywhere. And when I try to squeeze it right out of the big bottle directly, then it oozes out all around the bottom, and it's just it's a bloody mess. So here's the planner. I'll stick that here. Okay. And maybe something else can go here. Oh, I know. Maybe I'll put Alice here. Ooh, that's good. We'll put Alice there. Okay, that'll work. And then the Mandela will go here. Okay, that's okay. That'll work. I'm not mad at that. That's good. That paper clip it's not tight enough. But the other thing we had to do was the schmear. Yes. The other thing we had to do was to decorate an alphabet letter, and I copped out on that. I have some rice paper that's got some decorative letters, and I'm just going to use this because I just didn't feel up to doing the calligraphy thing, or that there's that really neat thing where you can do like Zentangle, like beads, and you draw like dangly things off letters. That's really neat, but I didn't feel like doing that, so I just decided I would do this instead. Just put this down and call it done and check it off as done. And so that's what I'm doing. Just again smearing some purple glue. I'm going to do a standalone video of my Beatles journal. So people who want to see the Beatles journal can go and watch the video, and that way they don't have to sit through the whole, the live stream. I'm just going to do and I'll move everything off my work area so I can open it without a problem, because it's one of the lap book journals, and it opens and keeps on opening. Lots of flippy floppies, which I love. But sometimes there's not enough room to get everything in view, so I'm going to do a better job of presenting that. And you know what I'm going to do with this card? I'm not crazy about this. I just don't like that. And this is not big enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab just a magazine page and stick it on here. because oh, look. Someone, was it Mary? Someone in here did the man with the thumb. I can't remember who. Look at that. Isn't that cool? I love those colors. That might work. Yeah. Yeah, that's. I was not, I've told this many times before. I had told many people that I was not renewing any more of my magazine subscriptions. No more. Not a mas. And then oh, look at that door. That would have been good. I'm sorry. And so I didn't. I didn't renew any of them. And then, hi, Gail. Oh, that's good too. No, I like them. So about a month after my AD subscription had expired, I mean, just a month, then you start getting, we miss you. Come back. We miss you. And I've only been gone a month. And then they start again. I've told the story. So many of you have heard me tell the story. And then all of a sudden, they make you an offer that you can't refuse. So I am subscribing to Architectural Digest again. Because I don't know who among us could say no to paying $10 for a subscription to Architectural Digest. I mean, the pictures are stunning. Plus, it's fun to see how the other half lives. I always wonder, like, who gets to live in those houses? And obviously, rich people. But so I'm subscribed to Architectural Digest again for another year for $10. And then I'm not done. Then Traveler magazine came along and they figured, well, they all know who subscribes to what. And I think it's the same Conte Nast. So the word was out that they got me. The word was out that Laura had re-upped her subscription. So now I get an offer from Traveler magazine, which is another beautiful magazine. And they had to outdo Architectural Digest. So their offer was a year of Traveler magazines for $8. And they threw in a year of Bon Appetit just to sweeten up the pot. So, yeah, the word is out. They all know. They got me. So next thing you know, I am now subscribed another year of Traveler magazine. And then and I'm getting Bon Appetit thrown in for the fun of it. The only one that I stayed firm with was Vogue and Town and Country. I was getting AD, Travelers, Bon Appetit, Town and Country, and I was also getting Food and Wine. But Food and Wine, I got a lot of really good recipes out of Food and Wine, and I got a lot of good information about wine. I've bought several wines based on their recommendations. And my friends up in Cape Canaveral, he is a true wine expert. The guy really knows his stuff. And I am actually introduced them to some new wines. A really good wine that's now they're advertising it on TV, but initially it was just not a wine that everyone knew. It's called Josh. And they had a Chardonnay, and now they have several other wines, and they've expanded their line, but the name of the wine is Josh. And now they have an ad on the TV, and he says that Josh was the name of his father. So he's, the wine was named after his dad, which I thought was pretty good. And it's a medium priced wine, and it's a really nice Chardonnay if anybody is into wine. I know nothing about wine. I mean, I know what I like, but so it's helpful to read about something, wines and descriptions. Those descriptions, it's bold but timid. The bouquet is lemony, and I love it when they say, it has a hint of almonds and pears, and I'm going, I don't taste any almonds. I don't taste any pears. I don't know. But I love the descriptions. They are pretty. They're pretty funny. Just a hint of sassafras or something. Hey, Beth, I was just talking about you. You are in my scavenger hunt. You sent me a map of New Smyrna Beach. I love these maps, so I put it in my scavenger hunt. But you got to be careful. These are not meant to be used for navigational purposes, so don't get on your boat and expect that this is where everything is. So you're in the journal. Yes. And that's what I'm doing. I'm working on my scavenger hunt. I am going to get it done. I am closing in on it. And, since I haven't used enough different glues for you guys tonight, I figured I will pull out all stops. And why not use a little double-sided tape? I've used everything else. Extreme, Amazon, Glitter Bear, or Barely Glitter, or whatever that is. The glue that's got glitter in the name, but not in the glue. And then I have that Barely glue too with the bear. Now that's pretty good too. I bet you all have tons of different glues. Oh, and I have Yes Paste too. Sometimes I use Yes, and there's a learning curve to using Yes Paste. And there's some people that use it really well. Mary, my God, can she use Yes Paste? She uses Yes Paste like there's no tomorrow. Talk about a schmear. She's a great schmearer of Yes Paste. It's great for putting down, especially big glossy pictures from magazines, and it does have wiggle room. You can pull it up and put it back down again, which is kind of helpful. This is Amazon double-sided tape. You can get it in a big pack, and it has like 3 or 4 different. You're an adhesive chunky. I know. And I've tried some spray adhesives, and I'm not a fan of using the spray adhesives. I have trouble with sprays in general. When you spray inks, for me, I've got lousy aim. It's all over the place. I need a used spray box. But double-sided is nice too because it's clean, it's dry, and it works. So, I mean, mine's all crooked, but that's on me. And let's just put this here. Like so. Voila. I like that. That looks good. You see it? All right. That's not bad. I can check that off. Check that off the list. Barbara, I can't wait until you get these out and start playing with them and add a water brush to them. Can't wait for you to do that. I got such a mess. All right, let me cross off. Let's see, what did we have? That was decorative alphabet letters. I'm crossing that one's done. Unused product. That was hard. I've got a shitload of product, and they're all used. It's healing. It's okay, Beth. Thanks for asking. I have quite a wicked scar, I have to say. I ended up with 23 stitches, and he had to go in 3 times. Hi, Nettie. I've been thinking about you. So I've been wondering how you've been. I'm so glad to see you. And Nettie uses a pokey tool. Okay. All right. So they took the stitches out Thursday, and the nurse said that this scar may be on your face, but he owns it. He owns your scar, meaning I guess he'll go back and, I don't know, fix it. If it doesn't, I had a little bit of skin cancer on my cheek, Nettie, and I had that removed by a method that's called Mohs. It's called Mohs surgery, Mohs, named after, go figure, a doctor with the last name Mohs. And it's supposed to be 99% effective, and it's not as intrusive, I guess. They take a layer of the skin, and then they look at it under a microscope, and they'll see whether they got the cancer or not. If they didn't, they go back and they take another layer. Oh, that is wonderful. Do you feel restored? How was it without any internet or phone? I guess I bet you that was probably really relaxing, not to be bombarded with all of that stuff. You must have enjoyed that. Now, did Penny go with you? Your crafting? No, no relationship to Curly Mo, and no. At least I hope not. Oh, I got planner page. No, he seems like a nice guy, but the only hard thing is, I got my planner page. I have another spot on my forehead just above my eye. So I have to go back on April 3rd to have that tended to. Okay, you were with Penny? Oh, good. So you guys must have had, I've met Penny and Nettie, and we've met for lunch, and they just bring their own fun. Doesn't matter whether, if there's not anything fun, they'll bring their own fun, and they'll have fun no matter what. Great. We met at a Cracker Barrel, and I can't remember. We met halfway, I think. Weren't you coming from Lake Okeechobee area? And yeah, I think we met somewhere halfway. We had a lovely lunch together. Oh, unused product. Yeah, I had trouble finding something that I haven't opened. I'm not saying I've used it a whole lot, but I had trouble finding something that still had wrapper on it or something like that. And so I finally found something. All right, I used the coffee filter. I made a pocket out of that. I did a steampunk stamp on toilet paper. I'm not going to make paper beads, but I have paper beads that I put on a little chain. And then we had to do a flag thing, what they call for a paper clip flag. So that's here. So I'll just clip that on when I get done. So there's the paper bead. And let me do some of this unused product. I just bought it. The Tuesday morning in my area carried less and less art stuff, and then someone in stream said, "Hey, they're carrying more art supplies again," and I was excited. And then they started to add more art supplies, and now they're going out of business. Go figure. So, but I bought this Vicky Boughton Creative X. It's a silver glaze, and for $4.30, and I haven't used it. It's glaze silver. I watch Vicky Boughton on. She's Canadian, and she's on Friday nights, and she's a lot of fun. And she's mostly a scrapbooker, but she's got a whole product line. She's got scrapbook paper and chipboard stuff that goes into her paper packs, and every time I watch her, Nettie, I think of you because she does crafting cruises. And I just, we've talked about going on cruises, and she does these massive crafting cruises, and she's got one planned for Australia. Can you imagine? And then she's got two back to back in the Caribbean, and they're both they're like 4 days each, and so a lot of people are booking both of them. So they'll go out for 4 days, come back in, and then maybe 1 day layover, and then go out on another cruise for another 4 days. Let's see. Me too, Janet. It helped me a lot mentally, I bet. Peace and quiet, no distractions, and fun and crafting. Now, you've been to, is this the same place that you normally go to? Where there's bunk beds and stuff, and you guys. Oh, Lily. Oh, baby. That's my kitty. She's limping. She's got arthritis like I do. So I have this glaze, and I think I'm just going to put a little schmear. Here we go again. Another schmear. A schmear delight right here. Just put a little schmear right here of this silver glaze. Okay. Oh, that's right. In Wisconsin. That's right. Because you're always trying to get Violet, if she's still here, to go. That's cool. That's great. And as I recall, it's very reasonably priced from what you've told us in the past. See, look, unused. Now it's going to be used. Hopefully. Sometimes you can't get these things off. Let's see. Ooh, all right. Whoops, stick my finger in here and get a schmear. Ooh, probably going to be too much of a schmear. Let's do a smear. And a smear. And maybe one this way. Feels good. It's nice and creamy. All right. All right. Enough. Maybe I'll fill that in. Kind of looks random, right? Many of you gals would do something a lot more artistic than that, but it fulfills the requirement. And I have a silver finger too. That's extra special. Yeah, and I drove by the Tuesday morning yesterday, and you can look into the window, the doors, the glass doors, and they're still going out of business sales, but there's nothing. There's hardly anything in the opening in the front of the store, and it must be hard working in a store that's going out of business. And someone said that they're going out of business all across the country. I know a couple of months ago, a lot of them were out of business, and but the one here had been in business. Now this one's going under. Well, I can't get that on. I'm not going to waste my time on that. But it's interesting. It got down to hardly any craft supplies, and it just seemed like all they were selling were napkins and pillows. All right, I'm going to fill that in. But first, I'm going to do postage stamps. Yes, I'm going to make some postage stamps. And I'm sure many of you have done that. And if you haven't, it's a lot of fun to make your own postage stamps. So I'm going to show you how I make a postage stamp. I got stuff ready. All right, let me get rid of this and kind of clear the decks a little bit. Close that. And put this over here, put this over here. And that's going to drive me. Okay, so you take out a little square of paper. This is recycled out of something else. And what I like to do is I cut out little pictures out of magazines sometimes, just little itsy bitsy pictures. And I stick them in these things. These are Dollar Tree thingies for little stuff. And I'll look through here and find something that'll fit on one of these little cards. And that'll be the basis of my postage stamp. Hi, Flo. Andrea. And I'm going to do a little pinking shears. I think that's what these are called. To give it a little postagey kind of like. I bought some scissors that are supposed to make like that little scallopy edge that's on a postage stamp, but not so much. Doesn't do a very good job. So I'll just do this. And I just try to get the little edge of it. Okay. I know, honey. I know. She wants to be fed. All right, let's find a little picture. A little itsy bitsy picture. I mean, I find these little, this is just, ooh, that'll make an interesting postage stamp. And then I have the postage cancellation, stamps. I like that. We got that as a postage stamp. We got a bear. Ooh, I think I'll use the bear because I think this is a sticker from, one of those when they send you all those address labels. I just save the stickers. So I'll stick that on here like so. And then I'll make another one, and then I will get out the stamps and do the cancellation and stuff. And then I'll have some, I'll have my postage stamps. I could use real postage stamps because I have a bunch of those. I got a ton of, and those are really cheap. If you go online, you can buy like a whole bag of them, like 200 or 300 of them for about $7. They're all and they're all from around the world. And look at this picture. I cut this out years ago, and I'll hold it up because I know you can't see it, and I'm going to cut it. But it's a great little picture. It's a little tiny robot, and it just caught my eye. And I'm sorry this won't focus, but that's a little bit better. Come on, focus. But it's a little like robot. So that'll be a cool stamp. Reach over here and get another small pair of scissors. But this is fun. When you go through a magazine, look for the itsy bitsy tiny pictures and then make your own postage stamps. Just a fun little thing to do. And there. All right, so this will be a little postage stamp. This one I'm going to have to glue on. And I guess I'll use the purple stuff. Robbie the robot. Yeah, I think you're right, Andrea. I think you're yeah. I think that is, it actually is the name of that. And it was a plastic. Oh, that's cool. It's somebody's name. Huh. It's too bad if I'd seen that on the back, I could have made that That's the name of the proprietor of the flowers. My son, oldest son, sent me a beautiful bouquet of flowers for my birthday, and the company was called Farm Girl. And the packaging, there were several ladies in my chat room on Thursday, and we were like oohing and eyeing over the packaging. It came with a canvas like thing that you can hang, and it says grit on it. And so the base of the cut flowers were wrapped in this canvas that was moistened with some foam rubber or whatever, and it says grit. And the box and the packaging was just unbelievable. Oh, let me just show you. This is what the flowers were wrapped in. I have it here. And the box had this, but look at this. The flowers were wrapped in this. And this is like as heavy as like a paper bag. Isn't that gorgeous? I mean, how could you not keep that? So that's what the flowers were wrapped in. Planet something, let's see. Planet something or other, amazing planets. Okay. So, Forbidden Planet. Okay. So there's another one, and then I'll make one more, and then I'll get out the stamps, and I'll do the cancellation thing. Let's find, and I just like, they're all in this, the little pictures are in here, and I love just going through and see what. That's too big, but look at this. For some reason, this appealed to me. It's a little mic. Isn't that cute? Isn't that adorable? All right, I'm going to use that. I like that, a little microphone. All right. Let's see. We're talking about a movie. I remember it was a strange film. A lot was. Are you okay? You're not thinking of the. There was a really weird movie that. What the hell is his name? The Man That Fell to Earth. Oh. I can't think of his name now. Not. Oh God. And it was a really weird movie. And you got to see his bare ass, and the movie was made like, not that I want to look at men's bare asses, but it was kind of interesting given the time when the movie was made, that the man, David Bowie. Thank you, Gail. Oh my gosh. Yes. That was a prompt for something. I don't know, remember what, but I did it, and I watched the whole movie. And it was a really weird movie, very weird, because I didn't catch the beginning of the movie that you guys were talking about, but it made me think of the David Bowie. Thank you. I couldn't think of his name. He actually, it's kind of like a kind of scary futuristic movie, because he comes to Earth because he's looking for water, because his planet doesn't have any water. So it's kind of interesting given the time frame of when the movie was made. All right, so there. I'm sure that's enough of that. You get the gist, and I'm sure you probably all have done this before. But again, I don't know, 52. I've got those little stamps, a little book. That would be for a bigger stamp. I got little, wow, those are, it's fun. It's fun. That's the New Yorker dude from the New Yorker. Okay, all righty. And of course, you got to have a sneaker. This is actually, I have this as wrapping paper. Oh, that's what it is. A blue-footed booby. I knew. Okay, that's it. Booby or boobla. Nice Yiddish word. My little boobala. That would be a Jewish aunt, and she'd be pinching your cheeks. My little boobala. We were talking to Devin about chill yesterday. Chili or chili. Okay. And look at this one. Look at that dude on a bicycle. Oh, look at this. Isn't this adorable? Can you see that? It's kind of blurry, but that's actually a picture of my oldest son, the one that sent me the flowers. And he's all decked out for his aunt's wedding. And his grandmother bought him a blue suit, and he had a carnation, and he fell asleep during the wedding ceremony. And my ex-husband carried him out on his shoulders, and he was fast asleep, carried him out of the church, into the car, took him home, and he took a nap and everything. And then when he woke up, they went and got him and brought him back to the reception, and he was the life of the party. He had had a nice nap, and he was dancing and having a good old time at his aunt's wedding. Okay, so now we got 3 stamps. Now we're going to stamp the cancellation stuff on them and make them look like stamps, because they really don't look like stamps yet. And I have a lot of those postage cancellation thingies. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. And actually seeing that picture, I obviously I must have shrunk it down considerably. Now I gotta find, this is my tin where I keep all my little stamps. And of course I should have gotten this out, and they're not in here. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh bother, as Pooh would say. Oh bother. Do not fear. That's another thing. I got a lot of stamps, and I would love to figure out a really good way to organize them. So if anybody has any brilliant ideas that would like to share with how they organize their stamps, I would love to know. It would be great. I was thinking of stamping out all my stamps. Stamp out every single stamp, right? And then make it into like a catalog. Ooh, butter beans with sauerkraut and wieners. Oh, very good, wieners. Yes. I haven't heard them called wieners in a long time. Where the heck? I'm sorry, guys. I'm so embarrassed. I don't know where those are. That's crazy. Here's the problem. I've got them. Anybody revealing postage stamp? I was telling you when it comes to food, yes. Oh, I know where they are. I know where they are. I'm sorry. I know. Thank you for being so patient. This is ridiculous, isn't it? I cannot resist buying stamps. What was in one of my very first order from Temu? Stamps. That's right. That's what I ordered. Stamps. Like I need more stamps. And I got a bunch of, I got the Timmy stamps. And I got, here's the cancellation postage stamps there. And that's what I was looking for. I got those. But I thought I got those. I thought it would be neat if you stamped everything out and then put them in like a loose leaf or a catalog, so at least you would know what you had. Now, whether you could find it again, that's another thing altogether. But I've got all these postage stamps and all these word stamps. Be happy. Oh, okay. It's your day. I don't know. Okay, I found it. I found it. All right. Thank you for being so patient. Let's see if we can't finish the stamps up. How are we doing on time? Oh, we're doing really well on time. Okay. All right, so I don't want to stamp. I was going to use this as a background. This is something that I did on watercolor paper, obviously. I don't know when I did that. All right, so we're going to need one of these. We'll take this and we'll do the wavy lines on it. All right, so we'll cancel it. And let's do this. You can use this as the cancellation. Maybe that. And that. Let's see what else. Oh, this is even better yet. Oh, that's really good. All right. Yeah, these are really good ones too. All right, I'll do this one. Oh, that's a splat. Okay, we'll do this one. How about that one? All right. Okay. And what I really need, what I should have done is I should have gotten out some envelopes, but I didn't. So, All right, let me see if I can't find something like a piece of paper or something that I could use. Oh, that'll work. Okay, let's see. We can glue this on this. All righty. How are we all doing? I'm not doing a good job reading chat, but I'm assuming everyone's behaving themselves. And if you're not, that's okay too, you know. Just as long as we're... It sounds like, it looks like you got some really good conversation. Oh, hi, Marty. Nice to see you. And Safia said she's also buying stamps. Okay. Bye, Gail. Thank you for being here. Great seeing you. Should probably head off getting... Oh, I bet. Yes. Okay. Well, happy Ramadan. And you said it was day 4? Okay. I asked somebody, is that correct? Can you say, is it appropriate to say happy Ramadan? I'm not sure. Someone said yes. Okay. So let's do this. And because you could take a pen, right? And just go squiggly, squiggly. So I'm going to do this. We'll pretend it's canceled like so. And then we'll put, because I can't tell which is right side up, but sometimes they put them on your thing upside down. Well, I could just, wait a minute, let me just see what this is. Okay. So we'll do this. There. So we have a little canceled stamp. A faux cancellation. Let's do this one over here. And I can cut them out and glue them in the... Actually, I might just glue them on this card in the book. Oh, the other thing I do is I cut out, and I'll go back and do that. I will cut out, I'll go to the magazine and cut out a page number. Which means, let's see, okay. Happy Ramadan is fine, okay. The greeting is traditionally Ramadan Mubarak, which means have a blessed Ramadan, but it's all good. Okay, very good. Thank you. I wasn't sure. Someone had said that happy was appropriate, but I like the other one, Ramadan Mubarak. Have a blessed moment. Thank you. Thank you. Safia knows so much stuff. She's such a knowledgeable lady. Amazing. And her artwork. Oh, always enjoy spending time. Okay, so I'll do this. All right, got this. Okay, and then let's do this. Let's see, let me make sure I got this the right way. Ah, Manchester. Here's a Manchester postmark. Stick that right there. Cool. I like that one. All right, and then we'll do Robbie the robot. He kind of reminds me of the robot from, was it Lost in Space? It's okay. Golfer earlier today had a very errant shot. It hit the roof of my house. I could hear it bouncing. And then it ended up in the front yard. And that gentleman didn't find his balls. That's what I always joke around people. I said, I have old men looking for their balls because I live on a golf course. But this one went over the house. So occasionally I will see them in the front yard. Probably, right? You're the robot. Yeah. Hi, Renee. So lovely to see you. Good evening to you. I'm making faux postage stamps for the very real scavenger hunt. This is not a faux scavenger hunt. It's the real deal. And one of the prompts is postage stamps. Instead of putting postage stamps, I made some faux postage stamps out of little wee pictures that I enjoy cutting out of magazines and saving. The first person that I ever remember seeing doing like collage like stuff was an artist by the name of Caged Fish. And I'm sure many of you are familiar with Caged Fish. And I had never seen that done before, ever. And I was just taken back. I was just like amazed. And I thought to myself, I could do that. I could cut pictures out and glue them down. Now, I understand now that there's a whole lot more to doing that. But when I first saw her do it, I was just amazed. And literally from that day forth, I have never looked at a magazine the same way, ever. Whenever I look at a magazine, I immediately, that's why I subscribe to these magazines. I don't read the articles. I subscribe to them to cut them out, to cut pictures out of. And I've learned so much about, different types of collage. You take Dee Dee Willingham and what she does, and she creates her beautiful whirls and her reverse collage. I have yet to have enough guts to do that. I have thought of, and I've talked about doing this, and I've never done it, but take like a National Geographic magazine, and because they have beautiful pictures, and then do a reverse collage on like a National Geo spread. But I've talked about doing that. Have I done it? No. All right, I'm going to stick this here. And maybe I will glue down some, whoops, I'm sorry. I will glue down some real postage stamps over here, and then I'll call this page done. Getting there, and I am going to get this done with days to spare, because today is only the 26th, and there's 31 days in March, correct? I think. Oh, I'm sorry. Renee's got a headache thing that's going on. I'm sorry. I don't know. That's got to be so hard. I know that it's Carehart, right, has a headache like all the time. It's just like there all the time. I just can't imagine. And I shouldn't say anything, but I've never. No, I'm not even going to say it because I don't want to jinx myself. But I know some of you suffer with headaches and migraines, and that stuff is really rough. And I was talking to my sister, who lives in New Hampshire, but she's going to be moving to San Antonio to live with her daughter here in the next month or so. She just got over a really bad earache, and I was talking to her, and I know that, Barb Owen just got over a really, really, really bad earache, and my sister had never had an earache in her life, and she's like in her 80s, and this was the first earache she's ever had, and she said it was awful. And then we were talking about all of the nasty crud that's going around, that people are getting, just sick, and it's just not going away. I turned the volume down more than my usual and same with the brightness, so oh, okay, all righty. Yeah. And you're saying, from what I'm kind of reading through the chat here, that they really can't figure out what's going on. So that's got to be very frustrating. It's bad enough to be dealing with it, but then to have really no answers for it, that's so frustrating. It's eased up on horizon. Okay. Did I don't know, was there you just started having headaches, or has this been something that's been bothering you for a while? I'll have to go back. And Carla Kate, oh wow, thank you, Janet. Yeah, every once in a while she will pop up with a video. She used to be on every Sunday at 2:00, I think, in the afternoon, for all of the football widows. All the hubbies were watching football. She would come on, and because I'm over here, I was watching football and crafting with her, because I like me some football. And she was in the Lakeland area of Florida. I don't know whether she's still there or not, but she would actually reserve like the conference room, kind of like in the back of the library, and invite people to come over and bring their stuff and craft with her on a Sunday afternoon. And she used to do that once a month, which I thought was really cool. Okay, are you mailing me an ATC, Renee? I didn't enter any swaps. Just got over a 4-day migraine. Oh my gosh. I didn't even think that was. I will tap dance. And I think that might be a little bit distracting. It was a Tuesday afternoons. Okay. All right. Yep. And she did last year. She did a a January scavenger hunt, just for the month of January, I do believe. But just watching, again, I had never seen anybody do that before, and it just blew my mind. And again, I've never looked at a magazine the same since, So I'm going to put some real stamps here. Actually, why don't I, just for fun and giggles, or giggles and fun, let me stick that there, because I can. And because I've got fresh ink in my ink pad. I re-inked them. I got some inkers. And this is a nice, I want to make sure I get it. And I'll stick this here to carry on the postage theme. Let's see, me too. Started in 8th grade. Okay. Wow. Back then, the doctor said it was because I had... What? You got to be kidding me. Seriously? The doctor said it was because you had long hair and green eyes? Oh my God. Holy mackerel. Yeah. Look at that. Oh, royal post. That is royally cool. Look at that. Kind of finishes off that. Oh, yeah. Well, back in those days, doctors suffer from that, pedestal complex. I am a doctor, therefore I am special. And of course, we as patients put them there. And I guess it's hard for them to step down off the pedestals. I've only known maybe 1 or 2 doctors that I would say had real humility, that were, truly humble. And the one doctor, that was a very humble guy. He started out as a pharmacist, and he went to med school. And he just did not want to make people wait. And he thought that was the rudest thing, is to have a waiting room full of people and not have any regard for the value of their time. And I thought, wow, that's pretty refreshing. Yeah. Mine started before I started school. Blonde hair and brown eyes. My guy had severe headaches for years. What triggered him was inflammation. He was allergic to eggs, which caused the inflammation. One thing that caused him. That is crazy. Oh, look, this is, well, I moved, but that's kind of fun. That's a German, Deutsche Luftpost. So that would be Deutsche Airmail, like Lufthansa. See, look, I've never used this stamp, but they're really cool. So this got me out using some of these stamps that I haven't used. Let's see what else. Wow, what the heck? We're all in, right? In for a pound, in for a penny, or whatever that saying is. Let me do this one, and then I'll kind of finish off. Hello, pancake supper. Okay. I'm assuming that means you were at a pancake supper? Becky? Hi, Becky. So far, I haven't gotten clusters. Yeah. That's a type of, right? That's a type of migraine, right? Okay. All right. I'll stop now. I'm having so much fun, folks. I'm sorry. This is all the more reason. Okay, I'll stick that there. Put the cover on this. Okay. I've been a long-haired blonde, green eyes, fair skin, none of which has ever been mentioned, but who knows? That's crazy, though. That's just, I can't believe that the doctor was serious. I'm thinking he had to have been pulling your leg, or the adult in the room. That's just crazy to make a statement like that. Besides it being so unprofessional. But if you were just a kid, he probably thought it was funny. He thought he was being funny, right? You didn't think he was funny. You were the one with the headache. All right, I'm just going to stick these here. Let me just get these. Stick that one there. And those go somewhere else. I'll throw those over there. Okay. So we're getting there. So postage stamps is done. And I'll throw this. I'm not going to throw it. You should see. Oh my gosh. You should see the mess I have behind me. But that's what we do, right? We make a mess, throw everything on the floor, and worry about it when it's a done deal. All right. So my Alice thing she's fallen. Actually, that's good, because now I can fix that, because that was driving me nuts. Absolutely nuts. So I can fix that maybe. There. That's good. All right. And then we can stick her here. There. Maybe. Yes. Okay. That's better. Now she's not so wobbly. So that was meant to be. Okay. Now, let me check off postage stamps. Thank you, folks, for being here. I so appreciate you being here. It's kind of fun. It's kind of different to flying solo. And even if you need bail money. Well, fortunately, I've never gotten in that kind of trouble. I'm not as wild and crazy as I used to be. Age has a way of doing that to you. Okay, so fun afternoon. I can pretty much always come on with you. Okay, well, thank you. All right, I will keep that in mind. I'm expecting, Carol to return once things settle. I'm just so happy that she is on the road. Oh no. A paper bead that I just ran over. That's not cool. I love making paper beads. Now, talk about something that's addictive. Making paper beads is definitely addictive. Oh dear. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Brenda. Did I miss you coming in? Oh, there you are. Whoops. Yes, exactly. Absolutely. That's where I'm there. Yep. She actually popped in, Brenda. She was using her data. I didn't expect to see her when I first came on. There she was. And that really was a pleasant surprise, because I didn't expect to see her. Is this that color? I think that's it. So I'm just going to, I kind of did this in pencil, and I'm just going to kind of go whoop, whoop. And Becky is another, oh man, Becky makes some beautiful mandalas. She's made huge, big paintings of them, and just gorgeous. And of course, Barb Owen is the queen of all mandalas. And Becky and I took Barb Owen's Mandala Madness course. I think that was really what, during the height of the COVID, I think is when she offered that course. And because this one is not very precise, I just, picked a design and then just continued to do it around. You just keep on doing it around and around. Oh, you were in it too? Okay, yeah. I had one that I just did, and it's all in graphite. It's all in pencil, and I framed that one, and just with a little tiny accent of red. Yep. Carol's on her way across Canada. And that's a trek. With Loca. Loca's traveling with her, obviously. She figures it'll take them about 3 days, and that's with some heavy duty. That's with some heavy duty driving, like 11 and a half, 12 hours of driving in a day. I don't know whether that's because there's two of them, but that's a heavy duty driving, I would think. Okay, let's see. Well, no, her daughter-in-law's with her. Well, it's like driving from New York to California. It's pretty much across Canada. And we kind of forget how big Canada is. It's huge. All right, so I added a little bit of purple, and I'm using my jelly rolls, which Barbara used the jelly rolls a lot when she did her mandalas. Oh my gosh, yes, it's huge, much bigger than the United States. So Barbara used jelly rolls, and of course, I had to go out and buy all the jelly rolls. So I bought the complete set of jelly rolls. And it has all of the different types, the moonlight and the starburst and the metallic. This is the metallic ones that are really cool. And the regular ones, and you got the 08s and the 010s. There's 72 of them in a big plastic because I had to have them all. I hope I've got my swagger list written wrong. Swagger. Oh, all right. Swapper. Oh, my Lord. How awful. I meant. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So this is going to go over here with this. This is awful. I don't know what to do with that. I need to do something with that. But I did use, that was an unused product. So this will go here. And let me glue this down with the purple glue. And Barb said, you did the graphite one. Oh, okay. That's my biggest fear. When I get into a swap, I'm going to forget who I'm swapping with. That's why I like the way Dee Dee does it. You send her the envelope, self-addressed envelope, and if she gets it from you, then she'll swap with you. If she doesn't get anything from you, you're not in the swap. It's all on you, and you're not paired up with somebody, because we just got done doing the stamp swap. We stamped out 10 of our stamps and sent them to her in a self-addressed envelope, and we'll get 10 back or 9 back. Because I made a big mistake. You were supposed to color them in. And I didn't color my in, but Dee Dee was very gracious because she said since I had stamped them on different colored paper, that it kind of counted. It was okay. Whoops, I missed right here. I'll get that right now. And I was using purple, right? Okay. Purple. Okay. And I could probably put something probably needs to go here. Maybe one of the metallics, but I'm not sure. Maybe little dots in here, but I can come back and do that. So we made it, folks. You hung in there with me, and I'm so happy that you were here to spend a couple of hours with me on this Sunday afternoon. And it's hard to believe it's almost 7 o'clock, and it's so light out. So, well, thank you, and thank you, Janet, for being here, and to moderate, and all of you have a wonderful week. And yes, keep Carol in your thoughts. Keep on saying safe journey, safe journey, safe journey. And thank you. That's okay. I know you have to go to Scott's mom's on Sundays. That's just how it is. That's fine. She's very fortunate to have you and Scott to come see her. So that's a wonderful thing. And the only thing I have left to do, folks, and I started it. Oh man, the only thing I have left to do is the ransom note. And everything else is found object. And, I had a found object and then I lost it. So now I have to go out and find another found object. Otherwise, I got it all. So I've got found object. I got to go find. I found a really good one too. I lost it. Okay, I got unused object, and I've got the ransom note. I started cutting out letters. I didn't know what to say, so it's pretty lame, but my ransom note is going to be, give me your extreme. Yeah, I want your Elmer's extreme glue sticks or else. That's all I've got, unless I can come up with something smarter. Okay, I'll say goodbye again, and thank you all for being here, and have a wonderful, wonderful week. And as my mom used to say, if you can't be good, be careful. Bye, folks. Take care.